Oh, hello there. Yes, well, 'tis Sunday and 'tis God's day. Yes, there's lots of it around. I didn't get around to actually saying that last week that Sean Burke, father of Enoch and loads of other Burkes, was released from prison. Hooray! Yes, he was inside for doing God's work or assaulting a female police officer in a court, oddly enough. And well, you can see here that he's a man who is definitely in the right about everything, and God is definitely on their side. And the judges were very, very nasty left wingers, so that was awful for him. Imagine that, right? Your judges being all lefty. I've not heard. Oh, yeah, I have heard that before, haven't I? Anyway, yes, we do actually get a reasonable amount of coverage of the Burkes in the British press, and the reason is because we don't actually have enough trans sort of victims in this country. There's only ever a handful of them. There's your crew at Sex Matters. There's the occasional Lawrence Fox who, for some bizarre reason, gets into trouble simply because he's incredibly abusive to anyone that's vaguely gay. Well, just the occasional story of a teacher who decides to dig their heels in and just be obnoxious to a variety of their pupils. But you may recall the kind of Blue Peter eagle-eyed viewers out there, etc., that a couple of years ago there was a class action lawsuit that was going to be brought against the Tavistock Clinic, whereby the press assured us that there were a thousand families that were going to take part in this. And sure enough, well, yes, indeed, 2 years later, there's 3 people. One of whom you may have seen quite a lot, Kirabel, because when we want to sort of show what the mountainous people, the 1,000 people are that are very, very unhappy with their treatments, we get Kirabel. Or, if they're not available, then, well, we don't get anyone at all. 3 people. Okay, 3 people who are bringing an action against the Tavistock Clinic. We were assured it was 1,000. Now, that's a very, 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 very small percentage number, and in fact, in statistical meanings, it's meaningless. It's 0.003%. Okay, now. Of course, though, what you'll hear from the British press, particularly the Mail and the Telegraph, who will happily run 2 anti-trans stories each day, complaining to you about how dreadful it is and how awful it is and how unnatural it is and how it's making loads of people unhappy because they're being mutilated by lefties. I'm just very, very surprised that there aren't more people. Maybe there's some sort of dislocation between actuality and, the stuff that is merely being used in, well, the sort of Kemi Badenoch culture war. Yeah. I mean, if the Daily Mail really is concerned about these things, and if the Daily Express and the Daily Telegraph and the Daily whatever else that decides to get in on the act wants to get in on this, of course, one might sort of suggest that they look at the regret rates for plastic surgery, because it's not just that the majority of people regret having plastic surgery, it's that the majority of people say that they would never have plastic surgery again at all. Right? Which strongly suggests that there's a nasty cabal of, well, presumably wokist doctors out there that are deliberately foisting this stuff on people, just preying on their insecurities. And I think that that's rather disgusting that these people are allowed to do it. But apparently that's absolutely fine, because why? Well, it's right coded, and anything trans is left coded. Therefore, we're allowed, a la Loza Fox, to just burn symbols and ban things, And of course, we'll see coming out from the States that we've already got basically transgender bans happening. Various states are looking at banning gay marriage because obviously that's important as well, yes. And, a variety of them undoubtedly, well, even as we speak, basically HIV information from the US government has now disappeared from all of their websites because, again, that's a disease, that's a problem that is left coded. So there you go. Yes. I've actually met a few heterosexuals who have HIV, but officially they don't exist. So that's okay. You'll be safe because, let's face it, you don't want to be threatened by groups of people who are so insignificantly small in number that the chances of you bumping into them can at least be exaggerated by the media a great deal. Anyway, yes, good luck to Sean. Won't be long before he's back inside, will it be? But at least he does have God on his side, as indeed do all the rest of them, don't they? Loza and Kemi and all the rest. Yeah. Still, never mind, it's just a bunch of people you don't like very much, so it doesn't really matter if they die. Yes. Welcome to the 2020s. Delightful, aren't they?